So this is a setup with the Arduino Mega 2560. It's designed to be able to electronically control a stepper motor. This is the stepper motor here, and I put a little flag on there so that when the rotor moves, you can see it moving. The motor itself requires 5 volts. The electricity to the motor is actually coming from this 9-volt battery. And because you need 5 volts, the 9-volt battery is going through a power supply module right here. So you plug the battery in, you get 9 volts. You set this resistor here to 5 volts. You can set it to 3, in which case you'll only have 3 volts going out ultimately to the motor. You can turn it on here. This is a power switch. Now if I turn it on, nothing's going to happen because the Arduino Mega itself isn't powered up. One of the things that was odd at first is that if you look on the board, there's positive, negative. I had this board facing the wrong way, but I had the lead set up the same way. And on the board, it's hard to see, but there's positive and negative, so they were actually hooked up backwards. So what I had to do is take this module and turn it around and have it facing the way it is now. Also, originally I had this on 3 volts, and it was causing problems that when the Mega was turned on, the motor itself would barely move because it wasn't getting enough electricity. So from here you can see that there's a positive and a negative, and it's running over to what's called the stepper motor driver module. And there are 4 wires that come out to the motor. And that's because there are 2 windings in a stepper motor of this size, and it needs 2 wires for 2 different phases to push and pull per winding. So because there's 2 windings, there's 4 inputs. The signals to go to the motor driver module comes from the Arduino itself, and it's hooked up onto 4 digital input outputs on here, or sorry, 2 digital outputs. And then the board itself is grounded here, basically to the 9-volt battery. And I'm going to plug it in and show you how it runs. So now you can see that the Arduino Mega is actually powered up, and it has the appropriate sketch loaded into its memory. Nothing's happening because there's no, sorry for the shaky camera, but nothing's happening because there is no power going to the motor itself. So it's sitting there doing nothing. When I turn this on, the motor is going to be programmed to do 500 steps clockwise, or counterclockwise I believe, stop, and then 500 steps the other way. Sorry, 512 steps one way and then 512 steps the other. And I'm going to turn it on so you can see. Now there's a difference in speed going one way to the other. So now it's going what appears to be clockwise to us. You can programmatically change that speed. So on this, I'm having it basically do a speed of 5, and then as it goes the other way, it's going a speed of 15. No, I'm sorry, I think it's going 10 one way and 15 the other. And I'm just going to pause this, and then I'm going to show it going a quarter of the way at a quarter of the speed one way, and then all the way around the other. Okay, so I've loaded the sketch up so that the motor basically is going to go a quarter of the way at one speed, and then, or sorry, I should say actually 90 degrees one way and then 360 degrees the other at two different speeds. So I'm just going to show it here. There it's going 360 degrees. It's actually quite slow to watch. So there you have it. Uses for this could be in electronics. Imagine that you had a sensor that you wanted to rotate 360 degrees as the robot traveled across a surface. And then if for some reason it had to change the direction that it was facing, a stepper motor could allow you to control it to do that.